Mm, Solving the ambiguity problem. 18. Where is 19 one? I'm looking for 19th one. Stereotype annotation, that's done. Where is 20th one? 20th. Yeah. Today we have to know how to gather data from property file and how to inject towards Spring Bean properties. So far we are injecting one Spring Bean with another Spring Bean. Suppose Spring Bean class is having simple properties, int type, string type, float type, long type. So I want to inject values to those properties. Can you think about using @autovoid for that? @autovoid is object to object. But right now what I want to inject is what? Simple values. For that, they have come up with what? @value annotation. What annotation? @value. @value is to inject simple values to simple proper. @autovoid is there to inject one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object. Object to object injection, autovoid. Simple values injection to simple properties, @value. But these simple values we can gather from properties file, system properties, os.name, os.version, user.name, like this, some fixed system properties are there. Or you can also gather from environment variable, path, class path, these are called environment variables or not. From different places we can gather the inputs or not there, guys. Okay. So today full focus is on that only. Yeah, 719 Spring Core. 719. What's this? According to your batch, what's the session number? 22. Okay. Yeah, I think yesterday we discussed I have 10 spring beans. How can I make only five beans as what? Spring beans. And we already discussed about stereotype annotations also, guys. Okay. In layered applications, we develop different logics in different classes and we make them talking with each other. While configuring Java class as Spring Bean come DAO class @repository, while configuring Java class as Spring Bean come service class @service, Spring Bean come controller class @controller. This is what we discussed or not. In layered application of Spring, can we change the roles of stereotype annotation? Service class, repository DAO class, controller @control. I will change. You can change, but not recommended. Because anyhow, all of them making as Spring Beans, right? So it will kill the readability and we will lose default facilities that are coming because of those annotations. For example, @service gives automatic transaction management. In that place, if I use @repository, will I get automatic transaction management? No. In that place, if I use @component, will I get automatic transaction management support? No. @repository will translate underlying JDBC exception to Spring specific exception, right? If I use @component, will I enjoy that feature, guys? That's the number one. Number two problem, it kills the readability. By seeing @repository, we are mentally fixed. It's a DAO class. Persistence logic will be there. Repository is there, but business logic is there. It will confuse the people who are reading your code or not there. Whole industry habituated what? Repository means DAO class. Service means service class. Controller means controller class. All of a sudden, come on, all of a sudden, if you interchange the roles, the people who are reading the code for the first time, or you deliver code to someone else and they are improvising the code, they will definitely confuse themselves or not. To avoid this kind of confusions, it's better to work with what? Specific annotation for specific purpose, standard annotation for standard purpose. Accordingly, for making Java class as Spring Bean come DAO class at the rate repository, Spring Bean come service class at the rate service, Spring Bean come controller class at the rate controller. Are you getting my point there or not there? Can we place stereotype annotation for Java class configuration as Spring Bean? Can we place multiple stereotype annotation? On one Java class, I want to have multiple stereotype annotation. No, not possible. If you provide different bean ID, yes, possible. But if you provide same bean ID, yeah. Yes, not possible if you provide different bean IDs. Yes, possible if you provide what? Same bean ID. Check it out. At the rate component WMG, at the rate component, at the rate service WMG. Since both are giving same bean ID, it allows only for knowledge sake, guys. There is no meaning of this. Okay. It's a valid code. Here, WMG1 and WMG. Okay. Two different bean IDs are given. Valida, invalida, invalid. Okay. Next. In layered application of Spring, can we change what, guys? Can we change the roles of what? Stereotype annotations. Yes, but not recommended because the readability of code and maintenance of the code will be disturbed. Taking at the rate service on DAO class is bad practice. Taking what? At the rate repository on service class is also bad practice or not there. And I want to extend some more points. We also lose default functionalities. We also lose default functionalities that are coming. We also lose default functionalities that are coming. We also lose default functionalities that are coming if we change the annotations. For example, at the rate service gives transaction management support. What is there, guys? Transaction management support. And we will lose that support. What, guys? We will lose that support if we place. We will lose the support on service class if we place. Tell me, guys. Other than what, guys? Other than at the rate service annotation. Yes, like this, some problems are there or not there, guys? Okay, next. At the rate repository gives, what is there? Automatic exception translation facility. Exception translation facility for DAO class. If you use, tell me, other than what is there? At the rate repository. we will repository on DAO class, then we lose that facility. Then we definitely lose that facility or not there, guys. Then we definitely lose that facility or not there. Okay, fine. That's good. Hmm. Yeah, that's why it's better to use what? Right annotation for right purpose. Okay. So as continuation, so use at the rate controller for controller class, at the rate service for service class, at the rate, tell me next one, repository for repository, at the rate repository for repository class in layered application development. What application development, guys? Definitely where, guys? In layered application development. That's good. The text file that maintains the entries in the form of what? Key value pairs is called properties file. Definitely it is called properties file or not. This file is also this file is also called what? Resource bundle file. What file, my dear? Okay, resource bundle file. The file can have any extension, but recommended extension is what? Dot property. The keys can have multiple nodes separated with what? Dot symbol. We can write comments in property file using what symbol, guys? Hash symbol. So a typical property file looks like this or not then. per.id 101, per.name Raja, per.address Hyderabad, per.mobile number this. It's coming or not coming, guys. Sir, how to configure property file, sir? The property file that is configured on the top of Spring Bean class using @property source annotation. What annotation? Can be used in all Spring Bean classes of the project. That's why I generally recommend you people to configure property file on the top of configuration class so that you get the feeling it is common for entire project. No, it's not like that you have to configure there only. You can configure anywhere, but it is not specific to that Spring Bean. It is applicable for what? All the Spring Beans of the project. To configure property file, to configure the property file, what is, guys? With the Spring application, use what annotation, guys? @property source annotation. @property source value is if param name is value, it's optional to specify or mandatory to specify. Optional to specify name and location of the property file on the top of Spring Bean class or configuration class. What class, guys? Configuration class. But best is what? Configuring on the top of configuration class is the best or not there? Okay, that's good. We can use @value annotation to read the values from what? Properties file and to inject them to what? Spring Bean properties. Yeah, now have a look this. Private string p name @value $per.name. What is there? $p. What is this per.name, guys? Key na, boss? Key. When you mention key to the variable, the value will be injected or not there. Private string address. Okay, @value $per.address. So again, key submitted value will be injected or not. In this process to specify key, I'm using some special syntax that is technically called placeholder. What do you mean by that? It says it is not the value, it represents the value that is going to come. It's like question mark symbol in the SQL query. Question mark symbol in SQL query is the value or represents the value that is going to come later. It is representing the value that is going to come later, right, my dear? Come on, everyone, convinced with me or not there? Yeah. Placeholder represents the value that is going to come from what? Properties file or from what? Other places. Okay. At the rate value is multi-purpose annotation which can be used for what? Different operation. To inject simple values too. At the rate value is useful for multiple angles, guys. Okay. To inject simple values to primitive or string bean properties directly. Using at the rate value, I can inject values, hard-coded values directly. What, guys? At the rate value Raja, this Raja will be injected to P name or not there? Okay. Directly means hard-coded values. We want to inject what values, guys? Hard. That's good. Next. To inject the values collected from property file to primitive or string bean properties. See, private string p name. This time I am not hard coding. I am mentioning key of the property file or not there. I am specifying the key of the prop. One is hard coded value. One is by collecting from property file. This is the key in the property file or not there. Okay, this is key in the property file, right? This is key in the property file. This is what? Hard-coded value. Okay, guys. Next, to inject the system property values to primitive string bean properties. What properties, guys? Primitive string bean properties. Here, OS dot name is what? Already given. OS dot name, OS dot version, and etc. are what? Fixed system property. Here, small mistake happened, guys. This is not OS dot version. It's not ver. It is a version completely. It is what? Version. You have to write version completely. Here is my OS dot version. Here also, what is the one I should write, guys? This is my OS dot version. OS dot name, OS dot and so on, etc. are what? Fixed system properties. What properties, guys? Fixed system properties. Are you getting my point there or not there? Yeah, this is there to inject fixed system properties. Next, to inject environment variable values to primitive or string bean properties, guys. Okay, guys. Private string path data. Here, path is what? Environment variable, P capital, it's a case sensitive. You cannot take whatever you want. Okay. It is what, guys? Yeah, case sensitive. P capital, case sensitive. Are you getting my point there or not? Path, class path, Java home, and etc. are called what? Environment variables, no doubt in that. Are called as what, guys? Environment variable. The way dollar floor bracket is called, okay, the key in dollar floor bracket is called placeholder. That represents the name of the value that is going to be injected to the Spring Bean properties. Spring Bean property. That is not a value. That is what? That is going to represent the value that is going to come. It is like question mark symbol in SQL query or not there. It is like, what is there? It is like, what symbol? Question mark symbol in the SQL query of JDBC programming. Placeholder represents the value that is going to come. I hope you understood, guys. Yeah, tell me. How many angles are there for at the rate value annotation? There are multiple angles for at the rate annotation or not there, guys? Super. Okay, tell me first one. To inject direct values. Number two, to inject the values collected from property file. To inject system property values. Next, to inject system property values. Next one. Tell me, guys. Yeah, to inject system property value, to inject environment variable values. Are you getting my point? Environment variable values. Comfortable, my dear? Come on, everyone. What is the difference between at the rate value and what? At the rate auto void annotation. At the rate value is useful. What is there? At the rate value is useful to inject simple values to simple Spring Bean properties are not there. At the rate auto void is given to inject what? One Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object are not there. Okay. To inject one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean objects has a property. Take the support of what? At the rate auto void. Yes, my dear. To inject simple values collected from different places like property file, system file, etc. to primitive string Spring Bean properties. Take the support of what? At the rate value annotation. What annotation, guys? Okay. Example, private string p name. At the rate value $per dot name. Injecting simple values to Spring Bean properties are not there. This is for injecting what? One Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean are not there, guys. Are you getting my point there, guys? Property source is what level annotation, guys? Class level annotation. To configure property file with Spring application. Value annotation is what, guys? Field level annotation to inject the values collected from what? Property file, system properties, environment variable with Spring Beans primitive and string properties are not there, guys. Come on, everyone, getting my point there or not there? Already we started working with property file, na? There is no need of taking. Comments in property file can be written using what? Hash symbol. Value annotation is not repeatable annotation. That means we cannot place multiple at the rate value annotation on the same field for what? Multiple times. On the same field for what? Multiple times. These are the various system properties that are there or not there. System properties will have a fixed names now, my dear. Okay. System properties and environment variables will have what guys? Same, will have fixed names. System properties and environment variables will definitely have what? Fixed names or not? Will definitely will have fixed names or not there, guys? Yeah. These are the various system properties that are there or not there. In real projects, we use property file to inject what? Technical values to a database username, password, driver class name. They are technical values now, boss. Because programmer operates a property file. Programmer can give technical inputs or not there. Okay, Spring Boot application like JDBC property, driver class name, URL, and etc. So this is the general purpose of what? Property file, right? Yes. Okay, guys. Now tell me. In XML driven configurations, what guys? We can use context to colon, uh, context to colon, property placeholder. What is there? Context colon property placeholder tag to configure the name and location of the what file guys? Properties file. To configure the name and location of the property file. Yeah, where is this? In application context dot XML. Yes, what is there? Context colon. What is there, guys? Property placeholder. Property placeholder. Where is this? Location. Here we have to give name and location of properties. Are you getting my point there? Here we have to give name and location of properties file. Convinced with me, my dear? Yeah, where is this? Context colon property placeholder. That is the tag that they have given or not there. Anyhow, we are not bothered about XML stuff. We are really worried about what? Annotation only. For knowledge sake, I am giving guys. Sir, why are you teaching this? Array, injection means not only object to object. Sometimes simple values also required, right? Suppose my Spring Bean is having a database connectivity code, and suppose, for example, DAO class only I am developing. Data access object class having at the rate repository interface. So you don't want to see hard coding. People hard coding driver class name, URL, database username, password. Why? They may change time to time for security reasons or not. They may change database to database in the project or not there. In the middle of the project, we may change to database, new database by leaving the existing one, right? Or for security reason, database username password may change. If you hard code them inside the application, it's a bad practice or not there. Suppose I have a repository class, nothing but DAO class, having persistence logic, that too with JDBC. But if do you want to do JDBC coding means driver class, URL, username, password, four details are required or not required? If you hard code them, whenever they are changed, it is very difficult to modify them or not there. It's better to pass them from outside the application. And outside the source code means what? Property file. Property file is not source code, guys. Source code means .java file. The value that are changing time to time. Better not to hard code them. Better to soft code them. What do you mean by soft coding and hard coding? int a is equal to 10. 10 is hard coded. Int a is equal to scanner sc dot next int. Here a is soft coded. Are we writing 10 fixed, or we are able to change value 10 to 20, 30 whenever you want with the support of scanner, boss? Whenever you want with the support of scanner, we can change the value or not there, guys? Yeah. What is the difference between soft coding and hard coding? What is the difference between soft coding and what? Hard code? Yeah. Look at the answer, guys. Look at the answer, guys. Come on, everyone. Yeah. If the values are typed directly to the application, values are typed directly in the application, then we can say the values are what, guys? Hard coded. The values are hard coded. If values are collected from end user from outside the application, from end user using different techniques, then we can say they are soft code from end users. What, guys? End users. Then we can say they are soft coded. Let's see, guys. Int a is equal to 10. Here, 10 is hard coded. Scanner SC is equal to, what is there? New scanner of system dot in. Int a is equal to sc dot next int. Here, tell me, guys. Okay, value to the a is a soft code. Here, value to the a is a soft coded. Are you getting my point there or not there, guys? Okay. Yeah. Shall we develop one example application, guys? Okay, but before that, I just want to ask one simple question. Whenever you are taking simple properties in Spring Bean, it's better to take simple data type or wrapper data types? Huh? Wrapper data type. Why, sir? Simple means you take a float, 0.0 is the default value, which is actually value. But if it is wrapper float, null. Null is not a value. For example, the data I'm trying to save in the database. So when float variable is there, simple float variable is there, 0.0 is injected or not there. If you take wrapper float, null will be injected. Null means no value injected. So when no data is given, better to inject 0.0 na, no data na. Okay, now retrieving. From database, I am retrieving and storing into Spring Bean object. Okay, when no value is there, this wrapper type holds what? Null, which and again indicates no value. But when it comes to what? Simple type, when no value is there, what will be coming? 0 will come. which is not a no value, which is a value, right? Because 0 into something will disturb the calculations are not there. Null into something will give error, but 0 into something will give 0. That means there's a value, there is a value for 0, right? That's why my final conclusion is what, guys? Whenever you are designing Spring Bean properties of type simple, prefer wrapper data type, not the simple data type. Especially the data you want to save in the database software, retrieve from database. That time, if you go for what? Wrapper data type, no value means no value only. No value means null. Null means no value in the database while retrieving, while saving. But in other come, if you take a other simple data type, int 0, float 0.0, double 0.0, right? No value means what? 0. 0 means some value. Not, it's not no value, right? One more thing. What is that? What is that? What is that? Boolean. Simple Boolean you take. Default value false, na? Wrapper Boolean you take. Default value null. So when I save the data to database, when no value is given, false is saved. Here when no value is given, null is saved. Did you realize that, guys? Understanding my statement, my dear? Come on. Yeah, let's develop the application, guys. Yeah, where is this, guys? Huh? Fourth one. Where is the fourth one, guys? Sorry, 1 minute. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to see all the angles of this, guys. Yeah, I think everyone settled with Maven. Maven project. Say next. Yeah, tell me, guys. Maven hyphen. What is there? Archetype hyphen quick start. Say next. What is there? IOC pros. What is there, guys? IOC pros. How much? IOC pros 13, huh? 13. Properties file and value annotation. Here is the package. What's the package, guys? com.nt. Main is anyhow required. Save finish. Save finish. Say okay. This is my pom.xml file or not there? This is my pom.xml file. Okay, that's good. Here is my mvnrepository.com. Yeah, tell me here, where is this? Spring context support. That's the main jar file that I am taking up. Okay, 6.1 point. Okay. Yeah, once an official release come, then we'll go for it. Yeah, where is this? Already Jupyter JUnit jars are there. 6.1.0, right? Yeah. It is changing Java version to 21. Yeah, 21. Latest only I am taking, guys. Yeah, but version change will reflect only when I perform Maven update. Only when I perform Maven update, then only the version change will reflect or not. Okay, that's great. Yeah, tell me. Let's take the packages first. Package com.nt.sbeans. Okay, where I am going to keep my Spring Bean. Package com.nt.config, where I am going to keep configuration class. Okay, generally property file is common for entire project. Generally, it will be kept in what package, guys? Commons package. It will be kept in what package, guys? Commons package. New, what is there? File. Here is my what, guys? My file dot properties. What dot properties, guys? My file dot properties. Here is my what, guys? Properties file. Here is my what? Properties file. Are you getting my point there or not there? Are you understanding my statement here or not there? Yes. Okay. Now tell me. pr.id. ID I'll try to hard code, guys, to so that at the red value can be used for hard coding values. Raja. Hey, not compulsory. Two nodes only can be there. Any number of nodes can be there. And no fixed. All are user defined, guys. Nothing is fixed. PR dot what? Address Hyderabad. PR dot is some 40. PR dot, come on. PR dot, what is there? Email. What is there? Email. Okay. Raja at rani.com. Fine. Something like this. So something is taken there or not there, guys. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I prepared property file. This is the comment, not fixed, guys. Anything you can use. Not compulsory PR should be same. This should be any name you can use. That's up to you. Okay. Now tell me next one. SBeans class. SBeans class. Okay. You want Boolean value also? Okay. Yeah. PR dot marital status. Boolean dot. Boolean dot MS. Marital status, right? Okay, marital status. I want to inject to Boolean property. So better to take what? False, true, something like this, right? Because I want to have Boolean status, guys. Yeah, tell me. Let me take S beans here. What beans? S beans. Here is my what? Class. Here is my class. Yeah, let's check, guys. Personal info. Class name is what? Personal info. Class name is personal info. Tell me. Personal info. Tell me next one. At the rate component. At the rate component. Base package. No, not required. P info is the bean ID. Right? Yes. Private integer PID. I'm not preferring simple type. I'm preferring wrapper type. Are you noticing it? Private string P name. Array, property name and key nodes in the key need not to match. You can take anything, boss. Okay. Yeah. Private string address. private string email. Next, private Boolean wrapper type. Boolean MS marital status. These are the things I am taking are not there. Okay. Right, guys. I think I already introduced Lambda KPI for you people. Okay. First, today I'm in writing two string method manually. If you have those who have not watched, watch it. Those who have not watched, watch it. Lambda videos are there. Lambda KPI videos are there in Google Drive. Okay, to generate common code like getter method, setter method, toString method, some constructors, I am not going to write the code manually. API will simplify that life. Yes, sir? Those who have not watched, make sure that by tomorrow you are completing video watching. Okay, tomorrow onwards, I cannot stop using it. I have to use it. Okay, then toString method. There's a shortcut key, guys. Alt plus Shift plus yes, comma, yes. Alt plus Shift plus yes, comma, yes. Alt plus Shift plus yes, comma, yes. We are ready with this or not there? Cut it, paste it. It's happening or not there, guys? Name, address, mail, MS, all this stuff. MS, all this stuff. It's taking place or not there, guys? Everyone getting my point, my dear? Public string to string, PID, name, address. Okay, all this stuff is there. We are printing it. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that automatically gives me to string. Whenever you print, whenever you pass any object as argument of SOP, system dot out dot println, to string method is called internally or not there. That's why I'm just taking to string to check whether data is injected as expected or not. But data will be injected when you link a key with what? Property. For that one, we have what annotation, guys? At the rate value, dollar, flower bracket open closing, per dot name, control plus shift plus O. Yeah, that's good. Copy this, tell me, paste. Where is this? ADDRS. Next, paste. Where is this? Mail. Next, where is this? MS. Where is this, guys? MS. That's good. But we did everything, but ID we decided to hard code. 1 minute. Okay. ID we decided to hard code. Wait a minute. Some more improvisation I do. Value 1001. So double code. No, double code is part of syntax. Is nowhere related to string. You have to give within double quotes. You are giving. Conversion will happen, boss. Okay. Injecting what, guys? Hard coded value. That's good. Injecting the values collected from what is there? Properties file. Next, guys, injecting the values collected from system properties. What properties? Injecting the values collected from what? System property. Preferring to inject the values collected from what, guys? System properties. That's good or not, guys? Injecting the values collected from what? System properties. I hope you are understanding my statement, guys. Yeah, that's good. Great. Integer, string. Tell me. Here, private string name. I'm just trying to print the username, guys. Already name is there, fine. Okay, you name. Yeah, tell me here. At the rate value, dollar floor bracket open and closing. Okay, user dot name. What dot name? User. Here fixed. User dot name is the fixed one or not? Okay, copy this, paste it. OS name. I'm taking another one as what? OS name. OS dot name. Another one, guys. OS dot version. What dot version? Yeah, here is my one, guys. OS version. Here is my what, guys? Come on, I want reply, my dear. Come on. Yeah, that is OS version. What we are taking here is what? OS version. That's good. Username, OS name, OS version. Are we doing this one, my dear? Come on, everyone. Yeah. Injecting the values collected from what? System properties. Tell me, next one. Injecting the values of environment variables. What, guys? Yeah, private string. What is there? Path data. What's the one I have taken? Path data. At the rate value. Fixed again. Dollar floor bracket opening and closing. Here is what? P capital path. Yeah, why are you removing it, sir? I'm removing it because only few properties are there in the existing toString. I want to have more properties. Yeah, what is this? Alt plus, shift plus, yes, comma, yes. Tell me, guys, I'm just keeping at the rate value. I'm not writing setter method or constructor or anything else, but still injection is happening. That means at the rate value is performing field injection, huh? Yeah. The injection that is done by at the rate value on simple property comes under what, guys? Field injection or not there? What, guys? Field injection. At the rate value is applicable. Okay, here I will give, guys. You cannot place at the rate value on the top of setter method constructor, guys. Okay, you look at the source code of value annotation, guys. At the rate value API docs. At the rate value API docs. Look at this. It is applicable. Oh, sorry. It is also applicable at what level? Field level, method level, parameter level, annotation level. So that means using this, I can perform what? Setter injection, arbitrary method injection, and what? Field injection. Come on, guys. But using at the rate auto void, even constructor injection is extra or not there? Say something, my dear. Come on. At the rate value is field oblique. What is there? Method oblique parameter level annotation. That means using this, we can perform. Using this, we can perform. What is there? Field injection. What injection? This is mostly used or not there? Tell me next one. Setter injection. And what is next one? Arbitrary. Arbitrary method injection. Arbitrary method injection. Arbitrary method injection. Yes, that's good, great. Okay. But constructor injection is not. Yeah. Now tell me, at the rate auto wide, what is there? At the rate auto wide is at the rate auto wide is tell me, field or method or okay, field or method or constructor level annotation. That means using this we can perform field injection, setter injection, arbitrary method injection, and constructor injection. What injection, guys? Okay. But mostly used injection by using both annotation is what? Field injection only. Okay, that's good. Alt plus shift plus yes comma yes. Here is my what? Generate path data. What data, guys? Generate path data. Cut, say, paste. Okay. PID, name, address, mail, MS, uname, OS name, OS version, path data, and etc. These are the things are not there, guys. Okay, that's good. So we are ready with our Spring Bean. Now we have to develop configuration class or not there. Let's develop the configuration class. What is the recommended name for configuration class, guys? AppCon. Or you can configure property file, name and location on any Spring Bean. But we generally prefer to configure on what? Configuration class. That's a common class, no? If you configure on the top of any Spring Bean, it is applicable anywhere else, right? Yeah. But it's suggested to configure on the top of configuration. How to make this class as configuration? Yes. How to make container scanning some packages? Okay, packages only for component annotation or all stereotype annotation? All stereotype annotations are scannable through @component scan. Please remember this point. Okay, this is one more point that I would like to add. What is the point? Okay, @component scan annotation. Component scan annotation. Okay, here I will write. Arre, where nothing, no gap, huh? Yeah, here I will write. All stereotype annotations are what, guys? All stereotype annotations are scannable, scannable, uh, stereotype annotations based. Spring beans are what, guys? Spring beans are scannable and detectable. What, guys? Scannable and detectable using @component scan annotation or using context to colon. What is there? Component scan tag. Are you getting my point there? Tag by specifying okay their base package names. Their base package names. Yeah, @component scan is not just there to scan @component classes, guys. Total how many stereotype annotations are there? 7 are there. What are those? Component, service, repository, controller, configuration, controller advice. 6 only coming, then 6 only. I never counted seriously. Yeah. Stereotype annotation, controller advice. 6 only. If 6 comes 6, okay. If 7 comes 7. All these are scannable or not there, guys? Yeah, definitely scannable. Hmm. Fine. Okay, come here. At the rate component scan, guys. At the rate component scan. Base packages is equal to com.nt.esb. Can I give just com.nt, guys? Yes. Yeah, base packages, right only. Na? Yes, beans. Yeah, tell me next one. At the rate property source. What is there? At the rate property source. Tell me. Directly you can write the location. See, property file is a file or class. Black shirt. Total class you wasted. You're in the feeling you are attending class, but you wasted total class today. Check it out. Check it out. Property source. com/nt/. Tell me next one. Commons slash. Tell me. My file dot. What dot? My file dot proper. Sir, why slash? Why not dot? If package is having file name, guys, what is there? If package is having what? File name. At the rate property source. com/nt/commons/. Tell me. My file dot properties. What dot properties, guys? com/nt/commons/my fault. A property file configuration. This is component scanning, guys. Are there any predefined classes to configure as Spring Beans? No. No means no, right? Yes. Okay, that's great. Tell me, guys. This is my app.java, guys. Tell me here. Where is this? Right click, new. Where is there? Class. Right click new class. Tell me here, what is the story I am talking about? If it is a file slash, if it is a class dot, while mentioning the package name, that is the mechanism you have to follow or not? Yeah, tell me, guys. Value annotation test. Or some main class name was nothing great. Value annotation test. Is property file data will be placed in internal cache. Ram Kumar, first of all, my question is, internal cache is for Spring Beans, internal cache is for property file. That too, which scope Spring Beans? Is there any scope for singleton? Is for a property file? Please, don't miss the fundamentals, please. Don't miss the fundamentals. How can you think that file will be there in internal cache? Internal cache is there to hold objects, right? Not the file, right? Come on. Okay. Writing test as the main class name is recommended. What's wrong? You can take anything. No problem. Like XML data is so asking. So XML data is not internal cache, first fellow. It is in-memory metadata. First, you set right your terminologies. The XML file data is kept in what? In-memory metadata of JVM memory, right? Are you getting my point there, guys? Rohit Kumar. Okay. Rohit Kumar. Bavar, the class you have to, Mr. Bavar, you attend online, you go on the go, I don't problem, but class will continue 8:45 to 8:55, you have to keep ready. 8:45 to 8:55, you have to be ready. Rohit Kumar, I think you are not focusing. I said property file can have any extension, but recommended extension is what? Dot properties. Did I give that statement or not there? It's there in the list. Okay. So, can you finish the class by 8:45 because office at 9 o'clock? Yeah, sign. If your half is at 9 o'clock, you please plan to attend class on the go. I cannot change timing for certain one, guys. Okay. Yeah, in between 8:45 to 8:45, any time it will wind up. Yeah, tell me, guys. Okay, create IOC container. What container, guys? Create IOC container. Tell me. Annotation config. Application context. New annotation config application. App config dot class. Annotation config application context. New annotation config app config dot class. Yeah. Where is this, guys? This is the story. Hmm. Catch. Exception E dot print stack. Exception E, what is there, guys? E dot print stack trace. Okay, guys, come on, everyone. E dot print stack trace. Then what? Get Spring Bean class object reference. Get Spring Bean class object reference. System dot out dot println. Tell me, guys. Now, before that, let me call this personal. What is there? Personal info. Info is equal to ctx dot get bean. Tell me. P info. What info, guys? P. Personal info dot class. Yeah, tell me. In ctx dot get bean P info personal info dot class. Okay, guys. Info object data. Where is that info? Yeah, remaining everything is regular one or not there. Let's see. Because of value annotation, are you able to inject hard coded values, values collected from properties file, values collected from what? System properties, and what? Values collected from what? Huh? Environment variables. What variables, guys? Environment variables. That's good. Yeah, at the rate value annotation. Right click, run as Java application. 1001 Raja Hyderabad. Mail. See, guys, I think I have given wrong key. It is what? Email. But I have given only mail. Here I have given only mail. Then key itself injected or not then? Sir, every time injects, right? It's compatible to inject, that's why injected. Key is a string. Property is also string. That's why when wrong key is given, key itself got injected or not there. Okay. Now let's see now. MS false. Username Natras. This computer username is Natras. OS name is Windows. Version is 10.0. Path environment variable value is coming or not there. Okay. Only one thing key is coming because we have mentioned wrong one. At the rate value annotation. Just okay. Even email I got injected or not then. If you give wrong key, if it is compatible to inject, key itself will be injected. If it is not compatible, you will get exception. How can you say that, sir? For example, mm, for example, can I store MS you take? For example, you take MS, wrong key. Now try to inject MS1 to Boolean property. Are this entire key itself try to inject to Boolean. Is it possible to inject, guys? Is it really possible to inject, guys? No, not possible. So you will get exception or not. Invalid Boolean value. Because string cannot be injected in what? Boolean property. That's why error is coming or not there. Can we inject string to Boolean property or not there? So not possible. Right click, run as Java application. Here output is coming over there or not there? Definitely output is coming over here or not there, guys. This is what we need to focus, guys. Everyone convinced? We are able to use value annotation in multiple angles or not there? We are able to use multiple annotations in different angles or not there? Here is example application. We are printing that. In old version up to 5.x, we used to get exception when we pass a wrong key in at the rate value annotation. From 6.x onwards, we are not getting exception when we pass wrong key in value annotation. Rather, we can see the injection of placeholder itself as a value if it is compatible to inject. If the key is compatible to inject. If the key is what? Compatible to inject. I hope you understood my statement, guys. Yeah, now listen. This is very, very important, guys. Whenever I run application, the Spring IOC container internally creates few objects as a Spring Bean. That's why you observe. Whenever I try to print beans count, bean IDs count or beans count, not only our beans, some ready-made beans also coming or not there. And one more bean is created, that is environment object. What object? What actually it holds, guys? It holds data collected from property file, system properties, environment variable into it. From there only, that will be going to, the values will go to appropriate Spring Bean properties based on the keys we mentioned in the placeholders. That means values are not directly injected to Spring Bean properties from where? Property file or system properties or what? Environment variable. First of all of them are stored into what? Environment object, which is a ready-made Spring Bean. Come on. From there, they are shifted to whom, guys? Okay, Spring Bean property based on the keys mentioned in the placeholder. That means the diagram is like this, guys. Look at the diagram. Property file data came to environment object. System properties came into environment object. Environment variable values came into environment object. From there, they are going to what? Appropriate Spring Bean based on the value annotation, and the keys that we've mentioned are not there. Based on the value annotation and the keys that we are mentioning are not there, guys. Say something, my dear. I want reply, my dear. Come on, everyone. Got the clarity or not there, guys? Okay, that's good. Okay, but what is the proof that environment object is there? Okay. Let me prove that environment object is there or not there, guys. Go to value annotation test, guys. Okay. Luckily, we can access that one through injection or through method calls. Get environment object. Okay. Environment is equal to ctx dot get environment. Direct method is there. You can call ctx dot get bean also. Fine, not required. We have a direct method because who will identify its bean ID, guys, right? But environment is an interface name, guys. Environment object means it is the object of a class that implements interface. I keep on saying one statement, boss. What is that statement? Object name is referred with interface name means it is not object of interface. It is the object of a class that implements the interface, right? Yes or no, na boss? It is the object of a class that implements the interface. Env object, what is there? Class name. env dot get class. It's happening, or guys? System dot out dot println. Tell me. OS dot name key value. What's the proof all these are stored? Yes, system dot out dot println. Env dot get property. OS dot name. System dot out dot println. Come on. Okay, some key of the property file also there, na? Key value. What is there? Key value. Yeah, tell me. Env dot get property. What property, guys? PR dot name. Env dot get property this. At the rate value annotation. Yes, Java application. Windows 11 Raja came or not then. That means it practically proves, okay, it practically proves, first of all, property file content, system property values, not one, every system property, nearly 15 plus system prop. Okay, next, path and environment variable values automatically started into environment object, which is a ready-made Spring Bean, right? From there, according to the placeholders we mentioned on the top of the Spring Bean properties in different Spring or same Spring Bean. So from there, they will be injected or not there. It's practically confirmed or not there. In IOC container, environment object is there or not there. And look at the class name, guys. Standard environment. What do you mean by standard environment? It is a class name implementing environment interface or not there. I hope everyone convinced with this, guys. That means we thought so far property file directly to Spring Bean. No. First of all, everything is first captured in what? Environment. From there, they are distributed or not there. Same thing, na boss. Farmers will take the yield from the crops. From there, they will be shifted to market ad. From market ad, that will be going to different places or not there. So environment object is like market ad here or not there. Come on, my dear. Right. So this is about what, my dear? Properties file. Working with the properties file and value annotation. You got the clarity on it? Okay. In one more angle, I will prove environment object is ready-made Spring Bean. Tomorrow I will prove it. But today you got the idea, boss. So be mentally prepared. Not only your Spring Beans, there will be some ready-made Spring Beans also. Convinced or not? Super. Okay. Where is this? 7 p.m. 17th July. Yeah, that's good. Spring Core. Nice. File upload. Here is what? 719. Okay. Spring Core. Next. What's the number? 22? No. More on this. Yes, this one only. But let me save the document. Let me save the document one more time. Save open. My question was correct, sir. Property file was stored in environment object. Environment object install internal cache. Sorry, boss. Now don't try to cover up, okay? Your question is, does the property file stores into internal cache? Now don't become smart, Mr. Ram. Okay? No, I can relate anything to anything. But your question is what? Does the property file data stores into internal cache? That is wrong. Property file data is not stored. Property file data is stored into environment object. Environment object is becoming Spring Bean, right? That Spring Bean is stored. Property file data is not stored directly. Oh, okay. Sir, MCA postgraduate got a job opportunity for role of front-end developer, small startup company. Also under 5 months training without any salary and stipend. Should I join this company or not? See, if you are interested in front end,